I think that crypto, I sold all my crypto. I announced everything on TV, what I did with crypto. But I would not touch crypto in a million years because I wouldn't trust the deposit bank.
And you're making no distinction between centralized, decentralized.
They fought regulation. They didn't want regulation, and you don't have regulation. So if you have your money in any of those, look, I'm not calling you an idiot. I'm just saying you're using a lot of blind faith. And I like to have my money at JP Morgan, and I check on Monday to see whether my balance is there. It's there. It feels good. Try getting your money out. When I had money, I'm not going to mention the firm that I had my money in, but it was a fight to get the money out. A fight. And I think that everybody who owns these various coins, Solana, Litecoin, I do think you're an idiot. Okay? I did not go to college to get stupid. These people who own these things should not own them. They shouldn't own them.
Well, and now we got Gensler talking to the Times, arguing that the existing laws may be sufficient, even though a lot of these guys...
I sent it, why don't you come on and enforce them? I think they need to do a big sweep. They have to stop having people creating money, Carl. It's the creation of money by cretins. I don't think cretins should create money and then suck people in. These are worse than even the worst NASDAQ stocks. Yeah. And yet, there we are. We've got them up there. Litecoin. How about Darkcoin? Solana. I don't know. How about Selena? It doesn't matter.
Hey, everybody. It's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. I think Cramer's just in a bad mood because 2022, it's been brutal. And no doubt, not only in crypto, but across traditional markets as well. 116 billion lost in crypto wealth on this list alone. Forbes provided this list using Data Wrapper, and there's some standout losses. Take a look at CZ. He had a net worth in March of 65 billion. As of December, 4.5 billion. Brian Armstrong of Coinbase, 6 billion in March, 1.5 billion in December. Michael Saylor, 1.6 billion down to 640 million. And take a look at Barry Silbert. I can't believe this one. Digital Currency Group, 3.2 billion in March down to 0. What a wild couple of days it's been with photographs emerging of Sam coming back to the United States and guilty pleas coming from his former girlfriend, the CEO of Alameda, and his co-founder, Gary Wang, both cooperating with the Department of Justice. The snitching is going to be, well, I think, really bad for Gensler. Is he going to be able to survive the grilling by Congress? I don't see how he can, honestly. Especially since now we learned he scrubbed his public calendar. I mean, the meetings with Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, George Soros. You just can't do that. You just can't do that. All right, everybody, let's get into it. I want to talk about NFTs. There's a couple of reasons why. First, I want to point out that Goldman Sachs is really starting to identify the importance of a legit financial instrument through NFTs, and also Jimmy Vallee, who is talking about tying an NFT as a receipt to the transaction of a future price in 2030 of the digital asset XRP. Let me play both those clips for you back to back, and then I have some comments.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a ton of institutional requests for NFTs, but I mean, the space is innovating so quickly, it's probably only a matter of time. But you know, we're really driven by what our customers are looking to trade, and you know, up until this point, it's primarily been derivatives and spot.
Only one other thing I would mention is we are actually exploring NFTs in the context of financial instruments, and actually there, you know, the power is actually quite powerful. So we work on a number of different things, but a slightly different context, I guess.
What is the purpose, the motive behind this XRP Confidential Committee?
Yeah, well, a lot of people recall last year we went through a process to try to come up with an independent third-party valuation and then propose terms to the federal government to engage in some type of a transaction with us relating to our XRP. So we went through that process. We proposed the terms. Had very limited engagement with them, and a lot has changed in the past year. Now we know about all the corruption that's been at the SEC. We know about the corruption at FTX, and they're paying off of politicians. With all this knowledge, it felt like it was the time to come back, reconstitute a committee, and even do a more thorough job than we did back in 2021. Well, then we have 3 people that are on a technology implementation subcommittee that are really looking at how do we implement from a technological standpoint the actual transaction. So they'll look at things like when a participating token holder tenders into the deal, should they get an NFT back, and it's the NFT that actually receives the consideration, kind of like a receipt, like a digital receipt. So they're working on that right now. 3, people the community knows, like super sophisticated technical guys, very experienced in network development and all this kind of stuff. I think what they'll do once they kind of structurally decide how they want to implement it is put it out to bid, and then we'll go to potential liquidating agents and say, would you like to participate in this transaction? So it could be people like PolySign, JP Morgan, firms like that.
All right. So some people missed the fact that he was talking about an NFT. You heard him say that when you tender into the deal, you'll get an NFT back. That NFT will act as a receipt for that transaction. Therefore, I'm guessing that NFT would hold value. And I'm wondering if the plan is to trade it on Link 2. Ace Paint added a comment to that video that I posted on Twitter and said that what evidence is there that his discussions with the federal government surrounding an XRP buyback deal are any more substantive than before, when the discussions were limited in the first place? And I answered back, I've not seen any evidence of discussions. Without the full transparency, no one can really know, so one can only guess. Citing that the digital receipt, however, of the transaction during the future proposed value of XRP in 2030 in the form of an NFT, it sounds like to me an attempt to make a new financial instrument. And maybe it will be traded. Yeah, I am totally 100% in speculation mode here. And if that is the case, then the questions I have is, will the XRP retail holder be able to tender into this deal, or is it just for the accredited investor? And what is the minimum amount to participate? Along with, will the NFT be registered as a security? And will this NFT value be based on that 2030 XRP price projection that the confidential committee is trying to establish? I don't know. I would like to know. I'm so curious. I dropped some what I think is real truth on Twitter today. I said to follow, sub, listen, and read to as much content as you can from creators and contributors you dislike and disagree with. It's one of the best ways to achieve greater knowledge. One of those that I follow is JP Morgan. Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but in doing so, I really am following what's going on in the payment sector, and they are making some big moves.
According to industry research, blockchain deployments will enable banks to realize savings on cross-border settlement transactions of up to 10 billion in 2030. We aim to pioneer a new global value exchange system to enable interoperability and interconnectivity to reimagine the clearing and settlement infrastructure. Partio is a multifaceted platform materializing the future of money movement, becoming the next generation system, whether for fiat currency, bank coins, or central bank digital currency. We continue to grow our network and support for global currencies, co-create with commercial banks, central banks, and technology partners. We look forward to hearing from you.
So sometimes you hear people say that XRP is going to have all the money. Well, I wish that was the case, but that's just not going to happen. Even David said that there's going to be lots of solution providers because that big, huge piece of pie that is all about moving money is being carved up. This blockchain payment platform which uses atomic settlement, was originally funded by JP Morgan. And the CEO said in May that if we lose control of currency, we're in chaos. And on November 3rd, Standard Chartered made an investment, a strategic investment in Partior for an undisclosed amount. November 15th, JP Morgan, their crypto wallet trademark was approved. And on the 27th of November, they are in 20 countries with 60 plus banks. All right, everybody, we're jumping to the fluff. I'm going to leave you with this beautiful snowy picture that occurred in the last 24 hours from Kyoto, Japan. It's of a beautiful Japanese garden. And if you're celebrating Merry Christmas, do have a wonderful holiday. All right, everybody, take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.